On this episode of the Third and Thirsty podcast, we react to the Chargers losing to the Giants in Jackson Dart. The Raiders lost again, this time to the Bears, and then the Broncos beat the hell out of the Bengals on Monday night. So crack a cold one, hang with the Third and Thirsty podcast, boys. Let's get into it now. Cheers.
Cheers.
Losing, and if they lost this week, I would have quit the podcast and maybe even quit life. Now that Geno Smith's thrown 100 million interceptions in the first 4 games, realistically, when do you think they pull the plug on the Geno Smith experiment? Welcome into the Third and Thirsty podcast, your one-pot stop for Broncos, Chargers, Raiders, Kansas City referee, and Taylor Swift free AFC West banter. I'm smug jackass Alex Bell. I'm a Denver Bronco fan. To my left, Omar Rubio, who is a fan of the only team in the world that's lost to Jackson Dart and the Chargers. And to my right, I have Edgar Larios. He's a fan of the Raiders. They continue to suck. This is going to be a fun podcast for me for the first time all season. My Broncos look pretty damn good. How did you guys feel about your teams this week?
Overall, not great as far as this week goes. But in the grand scheme of things, hey, still in first place, Charger fans.
Holding on to first place, yeah, sure. I called myself a smug jackass to start us off because a friend of ours on YouTube here, Mr. Lee Richards 4409, said, remember when those two jackass smug schedule predictions had us going 0-3 to start? Yeah, I did have the Chargers going 0-3 to start. I would say I'm a bad Charger predictor, but I did have the Chargers losing to the Giants last week. Called that one. So I had to take that part out.
Dude, I blamed you like 10 times throughout that whole game. As I was
get into his videos, man.
I mean, I yelled at Edgar first because I'll get into it, but I yelled at Edgar first.
Of course, like always.
But yeah.
But what made me crack up was that comment when you posted on YouTube being like, "Oh, now that Jackson Dart's gonna start, there's no way he's gonna score." First touchdown, he runs it in. It's like he saw your comment. He's like, "I'm gonna make sure Omar sees this shit."
Oh yeah, he's definitely watching the Third and Thirsty. It's the new hot thing out there on YouTube. So
I'm sure he's keeping tabs on the Third and Thirsty podcast. Let's get into the Chargers game a little bit more. No, Jackson Dart obviously getting the win, providing a spark for the Giants. He reminded me so much of Bo Nix last year. His first couple of games were like, okay, first read isn't there. I'm panicking. I'm running for 12 yards. He was just doing it all game and just moving them down the field. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, it was not fun to watch, especially when they let up all those third downs and just letting run the ball all over them. Even though they weren't like running the ball super well, they were still running the ball down the Chargers' throat. They were controlling the time of possession. Chargers defense actually played decent. They didn't give up big plays again. They just got put behind the 8 ball a couple times by the Chargers offense, which is a whole nother story. That was probably the worst offensive coordinating I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was pretty rough, but it's really hard to run an offense when you got 2 tackles that are just not holding up their end of the deal. Obviously, their backups are in a really tough spot, but Herbert's going to be in a lot of trouble if he keeps getting hit like this. Obviously, no one wishing injuries on anybody, but
except for Edgar. He always wishes injuries on everybody.
It's just kind of like a matter of time, man. If he gets
Omar just wants somebody to blame, because I only said it to one player and one team,
and he's on.
Yeah, and he's not. It was not the Chargers, so I'm sorry, Omar. You can't blame it on me.
I'm still pissed off because Drake Greenlaw hasn't played all season.
At this point, I think he's gonna end up playing versus against us. Well, he's gonna be like, that's gonna be his first game.
I hope so. Actually, no. I hope it's the Giants, which is in a couple weeks. That's when he comes back. So, but yeah, let's get back to the Chargers game. A lot of trouble with that offensive line, man.
Yeah. You said it. Herbert was getting hit. He had to scrape himself off the ground. I think he got hit like 12 times throughout the game. No time to throw.
No time to throw. And after the Broncos game and this game, he's been hit like 27 times over the last 2 games.
Yep. And I mean, the week before was about the same. So the offensive line is doing him no favors. And that's why I said it was bad offensive play calling, because they were running the ball really well, like really well. So I don't know why he didn't go with the run.
Even so, just to protect Herbert.
Well,
To
that
keep
that,
Herbert
but
on
you're
his
doing it
damn feet.
really well.
Yeah.
Even Omarion Hampton had like 128 yards on
He was.
12 carries.
He was
Yeah.
breaking off some
Dude,
big
even
ones,
if you
man.
take
He looked
away
good.
his long run of 54,
Yeah.
and you
He
give
was
him,
still-
you still give him 74 yards, I believe, if my math is right there, and 11 carries.
Yeah.
You're still getting over 6 yards a carry. Why don't you just run the ball? You know you're running the ball well. Why are you trying to throw?
Yeah.
They just didn't change the game plan whatsoever. They're like, this is the game plan, and this is what we're gonna win with. And then, oh shit, the game's not going how we thought. Oh crap, we can't throw the ball. Oh, let's just keep trying to throw the ball. Let's drop back 40 something times and throw the ball. When our running back, first round running back, is getting 11 yards a carry.
Yeah, really unnecessary. Really unnecessary. It's something Bronco fans deal with a lot with Sean Payton as well. Just relying too heavily on the pass when, abandoning the run way too early.
Yeah, because you guys weren't like you guys weren't losing that bad to the point where you guys had to abandon the run.
Exactly.
So
At what point did you accept defeat? When did you actually feel like, oh shit, we're about to lose this game?
Like halfway through the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, once they got the ball in the fourth quarter, they had like 2 drives, which didn't amount to anything. And I was just like, you just got to put 2 and 2 together. Time's running out. You haven't been moving the ball. They've been keeping the ball, driving down the field methodically, even if it's only 3 points. They're still eating up clock. That's at that point, I was just like, yeah, unless something happens and Herbert puts on a Superman cape, throws his team on the back, and makes like really efficient and amazing throws, then that's the only way we'll win this game. Because like I said, the defense didn't play bad. Jackson Dart, even though it was his first win, congratulations, had 111 yards passing.
It's kind of a backhanded congratulations. I don't blame you.
I think the Chargers had more penalty yards than the Giants had passing yards, or maybe even total yards. Oh shit, I don't even know how many total yards they had, but that many penalties, you're bound to just lose a game if you're getting over 100 yards in penalties.
Yeah, well, the Broncos did it last week against the Chargers, and guess what? They lost.
Yeah. I mean, offensively, nothing went right except for Omarion Hampton. The wide receivers, I mean, after Quentin Johnson had that long catch and touchdown, which I'm still sorry, Quentin Johnson.
I'm not.
I am going to be the biggest apologizer because you've proven me wrong every game so far. So, but back to this game, even Ladd McConkey had some big drops and big moments. A big penalty that brought back a big carry by, I think it was Hampton, because he's the only one that got carries. They brought another running backs, but it was just like for protection and maybe see if they caught him off guard with somebody slipping out and catching the ball at the backfield. But as far as running backs, it was the Omarion Hampton show. Yeah, and there wasn't enough of it.
Yeah, he definitely did play pretty well. I enjoyed watching the game, that's for sure. But it was watching it was like, damn, Hampton is kind of breaking out. He's for real, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it was a tough task for the Chargers, traveling across the country, having to play early, it throws off your entire schedule. Your first non-division game after 3 in a row, you kind of maybe take your foot off the pedal a little bit. And who do they have next?
They have Washington Commanders.
So
Jaden Daniels coming back.
Maybe looking at that one, saying, "Man, that's a pretty tough game." Maybe looking forward a little bit.
Honestly, like after the Raiders played them, I was like, you know what, I can see the Chargers, I can see the Broncos like going, going score to score with the Commanders basically. But obviously now with all being hurt, I don't know. They have a really good front seven.
Yeah, that's going to be a real tough task. Is he on IR? Did they put him on IR?
Not yet. He's getting a second opinion. They diagnosed him, I believe, with a high ankle sprain. He's getting a second opinion to see how long he needs to be out before he starts getting back into the game. And so,
well, you're thinking at least a month with a high ankle sprain, especially for a big guy like that.
Yeah,
it's gonna be tough to come back from, man. And they've got a tough stretch coming up. They got Commanders, and then
the Dolphins.
That's a easy one.
I can't remember if it's the Jags and then the Dolphins.
Let me pull it up right now.
Yeah.
I remember looking at it earlier.
This was like kind of
think
be
there
their
was-
softer part of the schedule where they could possibly have padded their win
There we go.
record.
They got the Commanders. That's a tough game. Jaden's going to be back. Then they got the Dolphins, which should be easy, especially now
Mhm.
Tyreek Hill's knee died. And then you have the Colts, which they're really tough.
Yeah.
And then the Vikings, which I don't know. Who knows what the hell?
Yeah,
going on.
that's
Are the Vikings really good, or are they like one of the worst teams in the league? I don't know. We haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah.
And it depends on who's going to be playing quarterback for them that game too. I don't know how long McCarthy's supposed to be out. I imagine he'll be back by then.
Well, I thought you were going to say that Wentz is hurt. I was like, dude, they're running out of quarterbacks.
No. I'm imagine JJ McCarthy's
Coming
back by
Okay.
October 23rd, but I don't know. We'll see. So it's a tough stretch. You got a couple of tough games there. Commanders and Colts, especially. Colts are really good, man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but I'm pretty confident in our defense to be able to limit that offense. At least, maybe not give up touchdowns, hold them to 3 points, which they've been doing really good this year.
yeah,
Even this game, they were pinned back one time in the red zone, and they still only gave up a 3 points. So their defense is there. They'll have some lapses here and there, like every defense does, but for the most part, the defense has been solid for us.
yeah, they definitely have.
Especially Thule. Ooh, Thule had a game this week. Thule Pelotu.
Mm-hmm.
Their lone edge rusher that can put pressure on the quarterback right now.
Yeah.
4 sacks, 10 tackles as an edge rusher.
Yeah, that's a pretty good game, man.
Yeah.
He had 4 sacks.
4 sacks, like
But
3
dude, honestly,
3 tackles for loss.
anybody could have sacked that dude. There was one sack where literally, like, he just went straight through. Like, the tackle didn't even like look his way.
Yeah.
I was
Hey,
like,
sometimes you get those.
of course, yeah. Like, you got to take advantage of those. Those are just gimmies. So, like, when I saw that, I was like, oh, you can't leave him wide open like that, dude. Come on now.
Wow.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I mean when the Giants, like, they, there's sometimes they find the way, they find ways to like beat themselves, but apparently not this last week.
No, they found a way to get a win.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, is that the Chargers didn't lose this game. Of course, they lost. They took a loss. They took the L, but what I meant to say is the Giants didn't win this game. The Chargers lost. Like, they gave away this game.
Yeah.
With all the penalties,
Yeah, I can see it.
self-inflicting, like the drops, bad penalties at bad times.
Yeah, like, they just didn't play the
the
cleanest
offensive
game.
line not protecting. Like, they shot themselves in the foot, both feet.
Yeah, well, trust me, Bronco fans this year know that feeling pretty well. So anything else to add to that game vent session there?
No,
Your first one this year, the first vent session.
no. Just glad that we're still in first place. Glad we took care of business in the first 3 games, and at least when things like this that happen are bound to happen to every team, we're still glass half full.
So you're confident that this wasn't the beginning of the Chargers charging?
I'm confident that hopefully they'll be coming back with a better game plan next week.
Because like I said after last week when the Broncos lost, my only takeaway from that as a positive was I cannot wait to see them charger this one away. Maybe it started, or maybe it's just a blip on the radar. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out this week. We'll get into it in the next episode with the Commanders. Another pretty solid team, especially when Jaden plays. So before we get to the Raiders game, that's next on the schedule. I want to shout out anybody that's watching on YouTube. Thank you so much. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. We've gone from like 35 subscribers up to 70 in the last couple of weeks. So we're starting to make some moves, and really appreciate anyone that's rocking and rolling with us. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, make sure to leave us like a review or whatever the hell they do on Spotify and Apple. Most people find us on YouTube. So again, really appreciate you watching. And let us know what you thought about the games last week. So, the Raiders.
Oh man, where do I start?
Yeah, I was watching the Chiefs Raiders game, thinking that was going to be a good one, but that was a clunker, so I flipped it over to the Raiders game because it was actually an entertaining game.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, in the beginning, I was really getting frustrated with that offensive line, but towards the end, they really got it fixed. But to be honest, before anything, I do have to give a shout out to this Bears special teams. There's the long snapper. I saw on Twitter that the long snapper was doing looking at film, and he noticed that our long snapper moves the ball right before he snaps it. So they were able to like time the freaking snap perfectly.
Oh, nice.
So I mean, good look. I mean, good job on him. And
Shout out if you're listening,
yeah.
whoever you are.
But
Bears long snapper.
yeah,
That's his
I mean,
name.
I don't even know his name, to be honest. But dude, when I heard that, I was like, "Come on, man! Like, are you serious?" But but like I said in the beginning, I was really frustrated with that O-line. And of course, I was really frustrated with freaking Geno. But in the end, it looked exactly like the way we played when we played the Chargers. He just looked very panicked. He was trying to do more than he should have. The only thing that was different was that he was giving the ball to Jeanty at the right moment, and Jeanty went off, and I was so happy because I had him on my fantasy.
Of course you do.
So he ended up getting me like 30 plus points. I mean, 2 receiving touchdowns, over 100 and how many yards? I think it was 130 yards rushing with like a rushing touchdown. Yeah, so I mean, he finished really well. I mean, sucks that we came out with we came out with the L, but I mean, seeing that this line finally was finally getting to gel, finally showing progress until the third to last play. Colin Miller goes down. They bring out the cart, so everybody was panicking. We thought an ACL tear, but it was a high ankle sprain
with the hairline fracture.
With that hairline fracture, after they looked into it, they looked more close into it. So he's projected to be out for at least 8 to 12 weeks. He is an IR. They're saying hopefully by week 8, but there's no way he's going to be gone for only 4 weeks.
No, that's minimum of 4 weeks. So if it's a hairline fracture, that's longer, man.
Yeah,
and that's the offensive line that's obviously struggling already. So now that he's going to be missing that much time, I mean, good Lord, that line's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I think the Chargers and the Raiders are trying to vie for like worst offensive line of all time right now.
Broncos aren't.
Nah, but honestly, like, I still think that even with both of your tackles missing, I still think your guys' line is way better than ours right now. I mean, JPJ had one hell of a game. He proved that he needs to be a starter. He missed last 2 games of concussion on the week 2 versus Chargers, but week 3, Pete Carroll said that he didn't get enough practice, so they didn't want to risk it, which I understand. But he had one hell of a game versus the Bears. He gave up no pressures, no sacks, nothing. I think he graded over like a 71.9 or something on PFF, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. But
PFF rankings are such bullshit.
Yeah, like a lot of them is just numbers. But like he had a really good game. I saw him like leading blocks and stuff. He was like diving. I mean, he always get a concussion, so he needs to relax on that. He needs to stop diving so much because man, like he's gonna get another concussion. But yeah, so JPJ, Ash and Jeanty they had really good games. On the defense side, dude, Crosby had one of his best games in his career.
Bro, watching that, yeah, seriously, it was
he was on fire. He was everywhere.
He had that interception.
Pass deflection to an interception. He had a forced fumble. He had 3 tackles for losses. Like in every single one of these games, he's doing everything he can to to wreak havoc on that offense. I mean, he definitely needs help. Tyreek definitely got a sack. Our linebackers are still doing pretty good against the run. I mean, we have been playing like when we did good against the Chargers. We did good against the Patriots, and we did good against the Bears. The only team so far that's gone over 100 yards is the Commanders. They are a good team, and they do have a good running squad, so props to them. But I do like this run defense. The secondary still needs a lot of work. We still have a lot of young talent there. Eric Stokes got hurt. He ended up leaving the game. I think he ended up getting a shoulder sprain, but Darian Porter stepped in, and he did really good. But, I mean, it was against the Bears.
I mean, the Bears have been playing good. They got some good weapons.
They definitely do. But I'll tell you this much: just like you said about the Chargers, they beat themselves. This game was very winnable by the Raiders. Mm-hmm. They just literally was like, no, we don't want to win this game, and kept giving it back to the freaking Bears.
Yeah, that was mostly Geno Smith. So now
Yeah.
that Geno Smith's thrown 100 million interceptions in the first 4 games, realistically, when do you think they pull the plug on the Geno Smith experience?
As much as
You traded
as
a
much
pick for him and you gave him a bunch of money. So
as much as Raider Nation wants to bench him already and put Pickens in, I don't know why.
Pickett, Kenny Pickett, little hands.
Yeah. Honestly, we're stuck with Geno. And I think
that's what Bronco fans thought about Russ. They moved off of him.
The
they
thing
didn't
is,
give Geno nearly as much.
the thing is that we don't have a Bo Nix behind Geno.
They didn't have.
No, but you're gonna have a pretty high. You're gonna have a pretty high draft pick.
Well, I mean, if that's the I mean, we might end up getting a high draft pick with Geno starting too.
Yeah, might as well just keep him in there.
Yeah, that's what it
just keep him.
So
in there
I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, at this point right now, like if they keep playing the way they do, I mean, that's the way it's gonna end up going. And as much as I want to blame like Geno on this loss, it's also on Pete. Like, you know, Raider Nation sees what like that O-line needed help from the get-go, and he's just really like stuck on having this O-line. I mean, it worked against the Bears, but the Bears are, you know, they're not, you know, I'm sorry, but they're not the best. Like yeah, exactly. So I mean, like we can't really be like our offensive line like really worked. It worked against the Bears. I'm like, yeah, but it's against the Bears. You know what I mean? So it's like I can't really say that O-line was like, oh, for Jeanty's gonna start going off. Like, no, we went against the worst fucking run defense.
Yeah. Okay.
So
well, I was gonna ask you for a pulse on the season, but I think we talked about we'll do that at the end of this episode, right? Just kind of get a pulse on where we're at on the end of the season.
Quarter of the way through almost. Well,
yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Shit, yeah, right. I mean, right there.
That's what I hate about the season. Once it's here, it flies by.
Yeah, it sure does. Anything else to add to the Raiders-Bears game?
No, I mean, like I said, I mean, even though it was a big loss, we saw a lot of progress in the defense and on the offense. And to be honest, not losing Coleman Miller is going to be a very long season. And, you know, for Geno's going to have to, if he's struggling now, he's going to have to figure it out.
Yeah, he's got to figure it out quick, man. He's old as hell, and he sucks.
So. Yeah, it seems like he finally wrote back.
He did write back.
Yeah, I think he's just being stubborn and not trying to write back, but I think that pen and paper is right there on his desk.
It's damn. Yeah,
they auto penned his signature on there.
Oh, man. All right, before we get to the Bronco game, which I'm really excited to talk about for the first time all damn season, another shout out, anybody that's watching on YouTube. Thank you. Spotify, Apple, check us out. Instagram, Third and Thirsty Podcast. Always reply there and always respond to comments on YouTube. So, again, drop a comment. Let us know what you thought about this week. We'll get into it, the comments again, a little bit later. We'll respond to comments, and I'll save my response to some comments for that. The Broncos finally get back on track, man. The Broncos are so back. I'm trying to keep this PG.
You say that every other week when they win and then lose.
I'm very wishy-washy. You're right, man. The Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl this year. But no, the Broncos, man, they finally look like the team that I expected this year. And of course, the Bengals are a very bad football team, but they are an NFL team. So, bad teams in the NFL, still impressive. You go out there and beat the shit out of them, like the Broncos did. The way the game started, though, man, I was worried because it just started like every damn game this year where the Broncos or the other team gets the ball and they just march down the field, convert a couple of third downs, they score, they kick a field goal. And then the Broncos start 3 and out. And it's just like, shit. And like, could we finally just get our shit together? And then they did. They quickly got a 3 and out against the Bengals. And then scored 2 consecutive touchdowns, and it was just rolling from there. But yeah, watching the game, Gigi, my 2-year-old daughter, she's sitting there watching the game with me, and of course has no idea what's going on. And I'm talking to the TV like anyone in the household knows what I'm talking about, like a lunatic. And she's just, she could tell I'm upset. She just goes, "I know, Dada. I know. I know." She's like rubbing my chest. She goes, "It's okay. I know." And I'm like, God, it's not okay. But they did get it together. Man, Bo Nix looked really good. I had him for my prop. saying he would bounce back after that rough game against the Chargers. Threw for 330 yards, somewhere around there. His prop bet was at 210. He had that almost by halftime. Really spreading the ball around the field. He ends up going 29 of 42. There was like 4 drop passes as well. So those passes connect. You're looking at 33 of 42 for like 400 yards. He really got his shit together. And then the Broncos had a big milestone yesterday with J.K. Dobbins. 16 carries for 101 yards. He's the first Bronco to go over 100 yards rushing in a game since Bronco legend Latavius Murray in 2022.
Damn.
Yeah. It's been a tough sledding for Broncos running backs. JK looked really good. Harvey right behind him. I said going into the game last week, excuse me. The Broncos need to control the game by running the ball and controlling the clock. The Bengals obviously can't run the ball for shit. So, time of possession, run the ball, control the game. And they did that. 101 yards from JK. RJ had 58. Offense is finally rolling. Of course, that pass rush, man, so good watching Benito and Cooper get around the edge and just crushing Browning for a couple of different plays there. Zach Allen, just all over the field, man. I cannot say enough about how the Broncos looked this week. How scared were you guys watching the game?
I was just mad that you guys didn't get an interception. I would have hit my parlay.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's one thing. The Broncos are not turning the ball over. That's the one thing that I'm a little concerned about. They only have the 1 or 2 interceptions this year, and then the penalties. Still, they had way too many penalties called against them. Luke Wattenberg, their center, had 5 on it.
False starts or what?
I think he had 2 or 3.
Holding,
he had
probably.
1 ineligible man downfield, which was like ticky tack as fuck. But
Those are very like.
I mean, it's the rule though.
Yeah,
It's the
you
rule.
get it, but sometimes I'm just like,
You have to be aware of where you are on the field.
And it's not always players' fault.
No,
It's
yeah.
called for it too, because if it's a screenplay and it's just running a little behind.
Yeah,
It
it's just
takes
a
time
little
to develop. Yeah.
Which if I remember right, I think that's what happened with Wattenberg. Wattenberg's a really good center, so I'm not worried. But it was a little frustrating. Like every damn play, they throw a flag. It was Wattenberg.
The one thing that I did think while I was watching that game, I was like, man, the Raiders are going to have some fight for the best pick in the draft this year with the Bengals. Bengals suck. Bengals are horrible.
dude.
The Bengals are very bad.
You know who? You know who's actually pretty bad? The Texans' offensive line. Did you see that sack that they got on C.J. Stroud? The defensive tackle just literally goes straight through two fucking the center and the right tackle, right guard. Gets a sack right away, like nothing. And then the Texans just traded away one of their offensive linemen.
Yeah, I saw that. They got rid of their other tackle.
So I'm just like, dude, what's going on?
Yeah.
Bengals are bad.
Yeah.
Bengals are real bad. After the first drive where the Broncos gave up the field goal, Bengals didn't make it past the 50-yard line. You don't see that happen very often. Broncos defense looking really good again. Browning, every time he dropped back, it was just like he was throwing it to the sidelines, just hoping,
Throwing it
praying,
away. He was throwing it away
praying that someone was down there for it to catch it. Again, start the game, I was a little worried because Riley Moss got manhandled by T. Higgins for 20 yards. And of course, T. Higgins had that huge game against the Broncos last year against Moss, and it's just like, shit, here we go again. But that was it. Of course, PS2 shut down Chase. I think I just saw the stat, and I don't know it right off the top of my head, but the 3 games that they played, Pat's given up 4 catches for like 38 yards to
something like that. Yeah, I saw it too.
Just a monster, man. The best in the world. There's not even a close second. So
that's also a big shout out to your defensive line because they're not giving those quarterbacks any time to drop back and throw.
Anytime, especially against these really bad offensive lines that they played the last couple of weeks. Obviously, the Chargers are down a couple of guys, but getting through and hitting the quarterback, not giving him time, it really disrupts everything.
Yeah, I think I saw you guys are leading in sacks now. Pressures,
just like last year, man. Led the league in sacks. They're on pace to do it again. Benito's on pace for 19 sacks this year, which will be the most ever by a Bronco. I think Von Miller was 18 and a half when he was doing his thing. So everything looks really good for the Broncos after that game. We'll get into the next game, which is a really tough one with the Eagles, but finally starting to feel confidence in the Broncos, which I was really quickly losing. And if they lost this week, I would have quit the podcast and maybe even quit life.
And I would have been right there in your ear, encouraging you to do everything.
Yeah, I'll be over here trying to learn how to do all this shit so we can keep the podcast going.
Yeah, it would have been rough, man.
I mean, as much Raider haters that we got in our fan group right now, and Charger fans who are honestly showing out in the comments.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
It might turn into a all Chargers podcast.
Shit, it might. It might. But yeah, the Broncos took care of business. You got to beat bad teams. Yeah, save the rest of the comments for the next episode, which we'll get into next week, and what the Broncos need to do to finally actually beat good teams, which they haven't been able to do. Anything else you guys noticed from watching the game last night? I'm probably forgetting a couple of things. I'm just so excited the Broncos are so fucking back.
I did just remember one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers still in first place, so don't get too happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long season. It's week 4. Yeah, I mean, look, with the Broncos, we know it. Sean Payton teams, September is not their month. It's October and November where they really kick things into gear.
At this point, you better hope so.
They got things started, so.
You just better hope so.
Oh, especially against the Eagles. Okay, you guys want to do some IPAs and Seltzers?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay. Again, anybody that's catching us for the first time, thank you. IPAs and Seltzers we hand out. Omar, tell us what an IPA is.
Impact Player Award.
IPAs are the best beers in the world as well. And then we give out seltzers to players that sucked because seltzers suck.
Nobody wants to drink
no
them.
one wants to drink a seltzer.
Like we've said before, they're the last thing that's left at the bottom of the cooler at the end of a party.
End up just getting thrown away.
Yep.
Because they're garbage.
Try to recycle them for the next party, and they still end up at the bottom.
They just never get drank.
Yeah.
Okay. Omar, you've started the last couple weeks. So Edgar, why don't you start? Why don't you give out a IPA for the week?
For my IPA for the week is gonna go to one of my most favorite Raider currently, and it's gonna be Max Crosby. He ended up getting his first interception, but that wasn't it. He got pass deflection, forced fumble. He was everywhere, and even though this team has not blessed him with a good team around him, he's still out here fucking, just balls to the wall, just being a monster, wreaking havoc to just all these quarterbacks.
Yeah, he was the game for the first half of that game. He literally controlled everything. It was wild. Yeah. Man, he's a good player. Should have traded him.
Sorry, it sucks that he's just wasting his talent on a sorry-ass team. Yeah.
Should have traded him. Got 3 or 4 first-round picks.
That's why he's my favorite Raider. So
no, he's awesome. And
yeah,
would love to have him on the Broncos, but I don't know if there's room for him on the Broncos. But that's a good pick.
I don't really see him going to any rival team if he would team.
He's a real one for sure.
Yeah, because they were saying that something about KC, and he was like, "Fuck," he's like, "I'll never go to KC."
Von Miller's the same way, man. He still talks about the Broncos as we, and he's been on 100 different teams at this point. So, yeah, man. I mean, Max Crosby, Von Miller, real ones.
Mm-hmm.
Real ones for sure. Omar, you want to give out an IPA?
My IPA, I really only had 2 choices because those are the only 2 guys that had a good game.
You could give the Jackson Dart, Brian Dable.
Brian Dable, maybe, because he had a hell of a game plan against the Chargers.
Did you see how excited he was after the game?
He was so pumped that he doesn't have to give the ball to Russell Wilson anymore.
He's like, my job is saved.
For 1 week. No, my IPA goes to, I already said his name, Tuli Pilotu. Yeah. Like I said, 4 sacks. He was a monster. On top of those 4 sacks, you don't see an edge rusher rack up 10 tackles. You never see that. He had tackles for loss. He was playing really good against the run. He had his hand on every drive that was going against him. So that's who my IPA goes to, is Tuli.
Yeah, he had a good game. 4 sacks. That's crazy. Still needs to catch up to Benito, but it was a pretty good game.
Hey, He's gonna if it starts here. I mean, he's averaging four sacks a game.
It's pretty solid.
I mean, they come in bundles, so yeah.
That's some Madden
Yep.
numbers right there.
Yep.
Like you create a player and just get like 1 million sacks a game. Make him like 7 foot tall and like
Just
300
get
pounds, but like 99 speed. Yeah. Man, my IPA, I could go so many different directions with IPA. Obviously, Bo had a great game. Um, Statistically, his best game as a pro. Love to see that. Could give it to Dobbins for getting over 100 yards for the Broncos for the first time since Nam. But I'm going to go a little off the wall here, and I'm just going to give it to Bronco fans in attendance to the game. Alex Palczewski, backup tackle. He comes in for jumbo package, and which is just, hey, we're going to run the ball down your throat. When it's announced that he's coming into the game and reporting as eligible, the Bronco fans lose their shit because they know what's about to happen. Bronco fans, certified ball knowers, you know what's going on. Shout out to you, and I can't wait for to be a part of it in a couple of weeks when we play the Giants. I'll be there, losing my mind when Palczewski gets into the game for that 5, 6, 7, 8 yard run by Dobbins. So IPA to everyone that was there, all whatever 30,000 of you. That's a lot of IPAs.
That's a lot of IPAs.
Yeah, it's a lot of. What's the to count the alcohol content on something? ABV, something like that.
Yeah,
That's a lot of ABVs. Yeah, 30,000 times like 7 or 8. So, Bronco fans, cheers. Seltzers, Edgar.
My seltzer can go to the most obvious one, but I said it before. This seltzer is gonna end up going to Pete Carroll.
Ooh.
Dude, come on now. Like, this O-line has been struggling for the first quarter, and it's obvious that, that Jordan Meredith project is not working. Let's go back to the way we finished last year where it was ranked top 10. And if it doesn't work, then at least we tried. But the way it's going on right now, it's not working. I mean, it's not like it matters now that Miller's freaking hurt. But at the end of the day, like, the seltzer still goes to him.
Oof. It's tough. When do we start giving up on Pete?
Well, I'm not giving up on Pete.
No, but I said when.
Next week.
Nah. It's like as much excitement we were for the season, we also have to remember that we're still building. So like there's gonna be a lot of because there was even this one play, like the last play before we try to kick the field goal, we needed one more yard, and they decided to run it, but instead of running it, somebody mentioned it. It's like, why did they run to the left when a brand new left tackle just barely came in? Why didn't they just go to the right, where they've
Put them on their toes?
Kind of like they've already been they're already warmed up and everything, and they were gaining yards, but they went to somebody that was brand new, and in that very same play, you see him going left and the guard going the other way. So there was a miscommunication. Jeanty gets tackled. He doesn't gain that first down, so we have no choice but to kick. So I mean, it comes down to like I said, like the coaching and stuff, the decision making and all that shit. So I would say like it's all learning experience, but at the end of the day, when I'm gonna give up on them, probably next year if I don't see no change.
Okay, go at least get through the year. That makes sense. Not overreacting. Respect it. Omar?
Seltzer? My seltzer goes to, again, it was just, you got mildly outcoached. The offensive coordinator for the Chargers. Yeah, Greg Roman. He had a good season so far. I just felt like he was being stubborn and didn't want to run the ball, even though that's what he's known for.
Yeah.
Is running the ball. He had a guy that's running really well, picking up big chunks, and it's just, you went away from it. So, Greg Roman, you take this seltzer.
Man, when you say coach, I thought you were going to say Harbaugh. And I was going to ask you the same question. When do we give up on Harbaugh?
Shoot, never.
Never.
When he dies. And he'll probably die on the football field.
He probably will, man. He's a gangster. Okay. My seltzer, again, I'm going a little off base here. Obviously, it's not going to go to any Bronco because everyone played really well this week. You guys are real downers this week. I love it. I'm going to go to PFF. I said PFF is trash, and it was for a reason. Look, Bo Nix, obviously, before this week, hasn't had a great season. But to say he's the worst quarterback in the NFL is insane. After last week or after Monday night, they put out new rankings. He's behind Jake Browning, Carson Wentz, JJ McCarthy. He's still 34th on their list.
He's climbing. He's climbing.
Well, look, man, come on. At some point, you put this algorithm together or whatever, and it spits out a list like that where Bo Nix is behind those guys. At some point, do you say, hey, man, maybe this algorithm's wrong? Maybe we fucked up?
Yeah, because I was gonna go with like, what's it based off of?
I don't know.
Because like Browning, like how much playing time has he actually had?
Browning's played, 2 full games and has looked terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely awful. And then Bo Nix obviously threw for almost 400 yards yesterday and really controlled the game and dominated. So, I don't know. I'd rather use the eye test and say, yeah, Bo Nix is better than Jake Browning. But PFF sees it different. PFF, Seltzers to all of you, if anyone that's listening. Thank you for watching our little ass YouTube channel, but you're obviously wrong. You're stupid and you're dumb.
They probably would gladly drink those ones.
Yeah, for real. If you work at PFF, you probably do drink seltzers. So I'll take it back, man. You IPAs to you because you probably don't drink them.
They probably do IPA.
Give them some stouts or something.
All right, let's get into some comments, man, from last week's YouTube channels. YouTube comments. So,
and thanks for anybody that commented.
Yeah,
we try to keep in there as much as we can. I'm always obviously Omar, so I'm O Rubio. That's who's commenting and talking shit. Bring it. Talk the shit back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I always try to respond with the page getting back to you. So, let's see here. Let's go to the reaction video. Hold on. Okay. So let's see here. Ghost number 9289. Love the content, guys. Keep it up. Go Raiders. Nice. Shout out to you, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Finally, a Raiders fan in the comment section. Taking a while.
But yeah, man, just love that you're watching. Really appreciate it. Thanks for leaving the comment, subscribing. That's really cool. So, and then we get into all these Chargers comments, which I'm just going to say now. Where the hell were you guys a couple years ago? Never met a single Chargers fan in my life outside of Omar. All of a sudden, you guys are coming out of the woodworks. Keep that same energy this week now that you guys lost the game.
Still in first place, so we will.
Yeah, keep the same energy. I want to see those comments. Frankenstein, BTFU. I'm assuming that means bolt the F up.
Yes, it does.
You guys are so corny. Thank you for watching. Let's see here. Age 3398. Where did you guys get that Lakers Celtics picture? It's actually not ours. I believe it came from Staples Center.
It came with the studio.
Yeah, it's nothing that none of us can afford. SoCal Chargers are shining bright. Bolt up or get down and get out. That's from 2 Cent Peanut Gallery.
2 Cent Peanut Gallery?
I love it. That's cool, man.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Chargers lost.
Still in first place.
Robert SM8285. They love to hate on my Chargers. Love to see their misery. I was pretty damn miserable last week. And yeah, so you're right, man. I was miserable. I feel a lot better this week. How do you feel, Robert?
Still being in first place.
Thank you for commenting, man. Really appreciate it. Bolt Gang 6192, another Charger fan. Bronco fans, come on, man. Help me out. I don't think we have a single comment from a Bronco fan. So if you're watching this and you are a Bronco fan, please help me out. 3-0, put some respect on the Chargers. Raider looked the same, and Bo Nix is the worst rated quarterback by PFF. Yes, we just got into that. It's all ridiculous bullshit. But thank you for watching. SoCal Slime. League had it out for the Chargers that thought they were soft by starting them with 3 divisional games, so league screwed up.
Yep.
Yeah, fair comment. Fair comment. They ran the gauntlet for sure.
Yep. 100% correct.
Yeah. This one I referenced in the beginning of the episode. Hey, Omar, remember those 2 jackasses smug schedule predictions? I do. Had us going 0-3 with 9 total win. What a great day for a show, my friend. It was a better day for you guys last week, for sure. And again, I got this one right. And then last one, Broncos and Raiders have been trashed for years, but you both talk shit about a team that has a real coach and quarterback. Maybe just worry about your shit teams and let the Chargers
Charger.
Do what they're doing.
Oh,
That's from Tonga. Blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, man. I don't know how to say that name. Tonga, long name.
man. Thanks for commenting, though.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, thank you for commenting, man. Appreciate it. That's why
Keep
we're here.
coming, bro. Keep coming.
Yeah, talk shit, man. Love it. Broncos have been pretty bad for the last 9-10 years.
Shit, I don't know how to say it again.
But before that, they did win a Super Bowl. I don't remember the last time the Chargers won a Super Bowl. So, but thank you for commenting, and anyone else that did. Let's see. Other video. Get into it real quick. Not much there. Our boy Ghost Number. Raiders beating the Bears. Already got my house on it. Ugh.
Dude,
Hope you didn't actually have your house on it.
I'm sorry. Gino just screwed you over with that house.
Yeah. Yeah, you might want to go to Gino and try to get some of that.
Write to him. I heard he's writing back now.
He's definitely writing back. Anything else you guys want to add to this before we get into the next episode?
No, I just love all the
Yeah,
Chargers
yeah.
fans coming with it, showing what we're about. So keep it coming, guys.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it
Broncos
was-
fans, again, if you're watching, come on, man, help me out. We got couple of Raider comments.
Hey,
all
just keep them coming. It's all good. We get it.
Yeah, love it,
I
man.
mean, everybody's hurting. All the Raider fans are pretty pissed off right now, so they're not trying to say much. But hey, just we got it. At the end of the day,
Man.
just trust in
How
Pete.
about we got it.
No, trust in Pete. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, all right. Trust the Pete with his seltzer. Let's get into picks and predictions on the next episode. Until then, 129s until Bo Nix wins the shit out of a Super Bowl. We are so freaking back. Cheers.
You just beat the Bengals. Relax.
Yeah, not having it.